Hey friends, welcome to Heartland Family Adventures. Are you planning your first trip to Disney World? Or maybe it's just been a long time since your last visit and you've noticed how much Disney World has changed. Well, you've come to the right place because we are going to cover everything you need to know to truly make your Disney World trip the most magical. First thing to decide is, when are you going to visit? While Disney World can be enjoyable any time of the year, your experience can certainly vary based on what time of year you visit. First, consider whether it is peak season, meaning the most crowded times of the year. These times fall whenever there are major holidays and when kids are out of school and families are traveling. Now, if this may be the only time you can travel, just keep in mind that the parks are going to be a little more crowded and the prices of hotels will be higher during these times. Because of these factors, if you can travel during non-peak seasons, we highly recommend it. You will find lower crowds, which means shorter wait times for rides and attractions, better rates in hotels, and sometimes special promotions to help save you money. There can also be a cost difference involved since Disney started offering flexible pricing in tickets. What this means is tickets are actually less expensive during non-peak or slower times of the year, which leads us into our next planning item, purchasing tickets to the parks. Now it's time to purchase tickets to the park. And you may think this is simple enough, especially if you remember visiting Disney World in the past and walked right up to the ticket stand outside the park. Well, if you try to do that today, you may just find yourself very disappointed and headed back to your hotel room because of something called the Park Reservation System. This new system, which was enacted in 2020, means you must have a reservation to the park, which you create online in order to be given access to the park, and these reservations can sell out, especially for the most popular parks. Because of this system, it is recommended that you buy your tickets online and make those reservations for each day and park you plan to visit as soon as possible, preferably at least 2 months before your visit or even earlier. Now that we've covered why you need to buy your tickets online, let's discuss where to buy your tickets. You can certainly buy your tickets directly from the Disney World website, and many do. However, we highly recommend looking at the many third-party ticket websites and or using a travel agent. This option can save you considerable money on the cost of those tickets and provides the exact same ticket options as buying directly through Disney. You will also need to decide how many days you plan to go to the park and whether you want a single park per day ticket or a park hopper ticket. Park hopper tickets allow you to explore multiple parks in the same day, and keep in mind there are 4 main parks to Disney World: Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. Park hopper option does add a considerable cost. Our family usually goes for the single park per day option, as the time lost traveling between parks and the extra cost just really isn't worth it to us. It really depends on how many days you plan to visit though. If you only have a couple days to visit, then you may want to purchase that park hopper. However, if you have a longer trip, then we recommend just buying the single park per day to save you money. Another important thing to know is that the ticket cost per day actually decreases the more days you extend your trip. So it may not cost that much extra to tack an extra park day if you're already planning to go 4 to 5 days. Finally, there are a couple other options to consider. The first is Memory Maker, which gives you unlimited photos taken by Disney's PhotoPass photographers stationed throughout the parks and access to on-ride photos which are included on many of the rides. Our family really enjoys having this option and provides for some great photos that last a lifetime. We especially love the magic shots. Magic shots are when a little magic is thrown into the photos taken by the photographer, such as Tinkerbell landing on your hand, or maybe Timon and Pumbaa stop by. Another consideration is whether you want to visit either of the 2 water parks, Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach. If so, you can purchase the Park Hopper Plus option, which will also include access to these fun-themed water parks. Next, we're going to talk about transportation, which is another important factor when deciding whether to stay on property or not, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. One of the great things about a Disney World vacation is the array of transportation options which are completely free. What this means is once you are on Disney World property, often referred to as being in the Disney bubble, Disney provides one, if not several methods of transportation to reach every park, resort, restaurant, and all the other things Disney World has to offer. These transportation options include the Disney buses, water taxis, monorail, or the newest, the Skyliner. One of the questions we are often asked is if you need to rent a car when visiting Disney World. We have been fortunate enough to take many trips to Disney World, and we only rented a car on that first trip. When we learned that not only is renting a car not really necessary, we really prefer not to. Now, if you're planning to do some activities outside of Disney World, then renting a car may make sense for you. Otherwise, there are several options to consider that can transport you from the airport instead of renting a car, including ride shares, other car services, and 2 bus services, which include the Sunshine Flyer and Mears Connect. After deciding when to schedule your trip, the next most important decision you will make is where to stay. There are 3 main categories to choose from. One is staying at one of Disney World's 25 resorts. The next is staying at a Disney partner resort. And the final option would be staying completely off property or outside the Disney World bubble. First, let's talk about staying at one of Disney World's 25 resorts. These are the resorts owned and managed directly by Disney. And cost aside, certainly the best option for most visitors. Disney World resorts offer direct access to that amazing Disney transportation, Disney theming, and a wide variety of unique amenities and restaurants. Other added perks for Disney resort guests include the ability to make Disney dining reservations 60 days in advance and for the entire length of your trip. All Disney resort guests can also take advantage of 30-minute early entry to the theme parks each day. So what's the downside? The cost. Disney resorts certainly come with a price tag. So let's go over what that cost typically is and what some of these resorts offer. Disney resorts are broken into 3 categories: value resorts, moderate resorts, and deluxe resorts. First, let's talk about value resorts. Now, as the name would suggest, these are the most cost-effective option for staying on property, with prices ranging on average from $150 up to about $300 per night during peak season. And since they are the cheapest option, the rooms will be a little bit smaller, and some of them have double beds, so keep this in mind when selecting your hotel. And something people really like about the value resorts is that they have really fun Disney theming, including the pool areas, playgrounds, and areas to explore around the resort. For dining options, these resorts offer food courts, which are reasonably affordable, especially by Disney standards, but they do lack the sit-down table service dining options. Now, all the value resorts do offer the Disney bus transportation, which is a great free option to get you around the rest of Disney World, and a couple also offer Skyliner transportation access, which is our family's favorite way to get around. Now on to moderate resorts. And moderate resorts are going to cost you a little bit more than your value resorts, but not quite as much as deluxe resorts, typically ranging from about $250 up to $500 per night. Moderates offer slightly larger rooms compared to the value hotels, mostly offering queen beds, and some rooms can accommodate up to 5 guests. Similar to value resorts, most rooms at moderate hotels open directly to the outside. However, these resorts offer more subtle or adult Disney theming. Now, looking at the pool areas, these resorts take it up to the next level, with add-ons of slides and interactive kids' play areas, and added perks for the adults as well, with pool bars near the pool areas. For dining, they offer the sit-down table service dining, along with the counter service, which is a food court style dining, and the quick service grab-and-go options. And same as the value resorts, all the moderate resorts offer Disney bus transportation, but a few of them also have additional modes of transportation, including water taxis and the Skyliner. And finally, the deluxe resorts, which are going to be your most expensive, but also the highest quality resorts in Disney property. Now, these resorts typically on average can range from about $350 all the way up to about $900 per night. Deluxe resorts offer the most spacious rooms, all with either queen or king beds, and have the option of booking 1, 2, or even 3 bedroom units. And these resorts have better proximity to the parks and there are more transportation options depending on which resort you stay at, including buses, water taxis, monorail, or Skyliner. You can even walk to the parks from some of these resorts. The overall footprint or size of these resorts is typically smaller than the value and moderate resorts, which is we found to be a great perk as you have less walking to do, especially when you are already tired from a long park day. Another benefit provided to Deluxe resort guests is what is called extended evening hours. On select nights, typically Mondays at Epcot and Wednesdays at Magic Kingdom, Deluxe guests can stay after regular park closing for 2 extra hours to enjoy the rides and attractions. And because this is limited to only Deluxe guests, there's typically much lower wait times. Be sure to check out our reviews of the extended hours at Epcot and Magic Kingdom in the links below. One of the ways Deluxe resorts really stand out is when it comes to dining options. They offer multiple restaurants, including multiple sit-down table service restaurants that are among some of the best food quality anywhere at Disney World. And they also offer multiple quick service dining options such as pool bars, marketplaces, or even the famous Disney Dole Whip. The pool areas have even more elaborate theming and premium features such as sand bottoms, slides, splash areas, and pool bars. They also have added amenities including kids activity centers, boat or bike rentals, and other luxury options including health clubs and spas. Another great option for your Disney World vacation is staying at a Disney partner resort. These are resorts which are not owned or operated by Disney, however they are still located very close to Disney World. Many of these are located within walking distance of Disney Springs, which is a major shopping and dining area within Disney World. A major plus for these hotels is the cost, which is typically comparable to a Disney Value Resort, with prices ranging on average from about $120 up to $300 per night. However, they offer many of the amenities more comparable to a Disney Moderate, including larger rooms with queen or king beds, and elaborate pool areas with amenities such as lazy rivers, water splash areas, and pool bars. Some of these hotels also offer on-site restaurants, and most include marketplaces or coffee shops. The major downside for these resorts is they are not part of the Disney transportation system. While many do offer shuttle bus arrangements, they are not as frequent as Disney buses, so just keep that in mind. A workaround or pro tip is that if you want to stay at a Disney Springs area hotel, you can walk over to access the bus transportation from Disney Springs to any of the Disney World resorts. From there, you can take the transportation, or in some cases walk, to the park you want to go to. You will also benefit from being close by to many of the best restaurants in all of Disney World located at Disney Springs, and also the World of Disney store, which is the largest Disney store in the world. On a positive note, Disney Partner Resorts do get access to that 30-minute early park entry, a major perk as our family has experienced. We have stayed at multiple Disney Partner Resorts, and we're very pleased with our experience overall. Be sure to check out our reviews in the links below. The final option you may consider is staying off-property. Now, this can be a great option to save money, especially when traveling with a larger group. There are a lot of options in the Orlando area, including other hotels and resorts with large accommodations, including multiple bedrooms, full-size kitchens, and family areas, or you could even rent a house for comparable or maybe less money than a standard room on Disney World property. If you prefer to go this route, just be sure to plan for your transportation and the added costs to get to and from the parks, either through a rental car or a rideshare, as well as the cost of parking if you decide to rent a car. Also be sure to plan for extra time getting to and from the parks based on the extra time walking from the parking lot or from the rideshare drop-off location. Also keep in mind, when staying off property, you do not get access to early park entry or the ability to make dining reservations for the entire length of your stay at 60 days out. So if you want some of those really hard to get dining reservations, you may find they are not available because Disney Resort guests already had access. We have stayed off property in the past and found we prefer staying in the Disney bubble. As a family with young kids, we like the convenience of being close to the parks and having the Disney transportation, so it's one less thing for us to have to worry about. Next, let's talk about dining options when you're visiting Disney World. There are many options to the point where it can be pretty overwhelming, so we're going to break it down for you. Disney World offers a wide variety of dining options in the parks, at the resorts, and at Disney Springs. There are dining options for all preferences. If you prefer not to be tied down by a reservation, there are many quick service options available where you can order your food either in person or by mobile order through the My Disney Experience app on your phone. If you like the idea of sitting down to a nice meal, Disney World also has a nice variety of table service restaurants offering a full service dining experience and excellent food quality. Many table service restaurants also offer unique theming, and some have character dining experiences, where Disney characters will come by your table throughout the meal, and you will have the opportunity to take pictures and get autographs from your favorite characters, which is always a highlight for our family. What you need to know before your trip is that advanced dining reservations are highly recommended for table service restaurants. Honestly, based on our experiences, asking for walk-up availability is a long shot, especially depending on the size of your group. So we highly recommend you plan ahead for those table service restaurants, and that means those reservations when they become available 60 days prior to the first day of your trip. And if you really want to get those highly sought after restaurants, you'll want to set your alarm for 5:45 a.m. Eastern Time when reservations open up on the Disney World website and app. At your 60-day mark, there are a few things you'll want to have ready. Make sure your My Disney Experience account is active with a credit card linked. Disney does require a credit card at the time of booking your reservation. However, there are only a very few specialty restaurants that will require prepayment. For most restaurants, you will not be charged at the time of your reservation. However, if you fail to show up for your reservation, you will be charged a cancellation fee, so keep that in mind. And you must cancel at least 2 hours prior to your dining reservation to avoid that cancellation fee. Another important detail for dining reservations, and perk for staying on Disney property, is the ability to book dining reservations for your entire stay starting at 60 days prior to that first day of your trip. That means if you have a 7-day trip plan, you can book 67 days ahead of your last day, and have a much better chance of snagging reservations for the most popular restaurants for those last few days of your trip. If you are staying off property, you will need to book 1 day at a time for the full length of your trip, and you may be at a disadvantage to those staying on site. Okay, so you've planned your transportation to Disney World, bought your tickets, booked your hotel, made those dining reservations. You're all set, right? Well, yes and no. There is one more little item to be aware of, something called Disney Genie Plus. Now to start with, Genie Plus is a totally optional extra cost to your Disney World experience. Genie Plus is the replacement or new version of what used to be called FastPass, which allows you to mostly skip the line for rides or attractions and get on a ride faster. However, unlike FastPass, Genie Plus is an extra cost per day and per ticket. This cost fluctuates each day based on demand, with prices starting at $15 per day per ticket. There is no need to purchase Genie Plus prior to your trip, as you can purchase it on a per day basis. And to make the most of your Genie Plus experience, you will want to purchase it prior to 7 a.m. each day, and be ready to reserve that first ride or attraction on your phone right at 7 a.m. prior to even leaving for the park. Now, we've had a lot of great park experiences without ever using Genie Plus. However, it can save you some valuable waiting time and allow you to experience more attractions during the day. We only recommend buying Genie Plus at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios, as we have found very little value at Animal Kingdom or Epcot just due to the number of rides available in those parks. One final note is that some of the most popular rides are not included in Genie Plus and are only available as an extra purchase for that specific ride. These are known as individual lighting lanes. These rides include Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron Light Cycle Run in Magic Kingdom, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance in Hollywood Studios, and Avatar Flight of Passage in Animal Kingdom. One final consideration is that the newest rides in the park will require you to make a virtual queue reservation. As of April 2023, this means Tron's Light Cycle Run in Magic Kingdom and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind in Epcot. The virtual queue rules are always changing, but currently your first opportunity is at 7 a.m. via the My Disney Experience app on your phone, and these queues typically fill up extremely fast, meaning you'll have to be ready to click to make that reservation immediately at 7 a.m. If you miss out in the morning, you may have a second opportunity in the afternoon after entering the park, so be sure to check with a cast member or online for details. We hope that this was a helpful guide in preparing for an upcoming trip to Disney World. If you have other Disney trip planning questions, we are always happy to help. Please leave us a comment below or contact us at Heartland Family Adventures on Instagram or Facebook. We also host monthly live streams where we talk about a variety of Disney planning topics, and we welcome you to join our lives, and we would be happy to answer your questions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.